Yo! Yes, we are back. Actually, quite enjoy doing videos like this. I've been meaning to do more videos, like more interpersonal videos, and really kind of talking to you guys more. I've been kind of doing this kind of stuff. But today, actually, I wanted to discuss something that's been on my mind recently. I'm actually kind of a bit concerned. So Kagurabachi, everybody knows the meme that was, real popular a couple months ago, and all the memes. I actually already made a video about it and actually talked about the quality of what we're seeing so early on. I actually really like where the story's going, and I like the direction that we're headed in. But unfortunately, there's been some reports here and there that Kagurabachi is getting close to being canceled, or it's not really performing as well as a lot of other Shonen Jump titles currently. I believe it was reported that last week it was in dead last, right behind, I think it was like it's Mama something. I don't remember the name exactly, but apparently it was in dead last week. Now, apparently, after just looking it up, this week it jumped up 3 spots, which is actually really good, because a lot of people in the English-speaking community, and I believe literally everywhere else but Japan, a lot of people are really liking and digging this series. But in Japan, it's just not as, I don't know what that was, but in Japan, it's not really hidden as much. Listen, just because this isn't another Exorcist story, I guess Japan isn't really messing with it. I don't know, but there's so much good stuff in here. The last chapter, the Nie, or whatever the special group of sorcerers are, I actually love the use of the perspective. It's giving Kishimoto in a really good way. I love the angles that the mangaka, I don't know his name off the top of my head, unfortunately, but that he uses. He gives a lot of these behind the back shots. Not those kind of back shots, but you know what I mean. And the art is very fluid, it's very dynamic. The only thing is that the faces do need some work, right? A lot of faces can be a little samey, especially the eyes. But I feel like that'll just come with time. As soon as he gets his style, almost perfected or to where he wants, I think that we'll definitely be in good hands, right? But the fights are really good. We're only 13 chapters in still, but there's so much good stuff that's being planted. The lore with the swords, and I'll talk about Chihiro himself in a second, but we have this reveal that the actual nature of the enchanted swords, they can change with the user. So it's not like they're just set in stone. This is what this does, this is what this does, this is what this does. It has the ability to evolve, kind of like stands in JoJo. You know what I mean? How it's like certain stands, like Giorno, for example, like Giorno, as he got a better mastery of his gold experience, is he started being able to do more and more stuff. So that's very interesting, right? I like that. I want to see where it's going. And specifically, when we talk about Chihiro, I think that Chihiro is actually really I'm concerned, but in a good way. I'm very interested to see where his art goes, because for him, he's a more of a darker protagonist, right? I wouldn't say he's nearly anti-hero, but like he has no qualms about killing or anything. Like, this is a pretty dark world, and we have not seen him struggle with taking a life or like cutting these dudes down. I mean, in the first chapter, he was cutting like 20 dudes down, and literally at the end of the chapter, he's just like, I need to cut every single one down. Like, you aren't worthy to wield these katanas because obviously this organization killed his father and everything. But I don't know if we'll go a route of like him regretting his actions or regretting this killing, or like the human life is so valuable and all that, because we've seen that time and time again, and there's a part of me, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want Chihiro to go. I want him to get his peace, and I want him to mature, but I want him to kind of let it go. But I still want, there's still that vengeful protector that I do like, because he's not like this like super angry anti-hero all the time like a Punisher, right? But obviously with Char, he's very soft, right? Chihiro is kind of funny, right? Like, he's very dry, but like his face just stays the same. And I'm not even talking about like the art style, but literally he'll just like say something funny, and his face is just like very blank, kind of like Mashal from Mashal, or Mash from Mashal, or whatever. I think I mentioned it in the Kagurabachi video as well. But besides that, Soju, I think Soju, he's developing as a villain. I'm very curious to see where a lot of his motivations and all that come from, because for now he's just kind of a crazy guy that's obsessed with Chihiro's father, and he's like, oh, this is the purpose of what these swords can do. Just actually, I think the chapter before this, there is that shot of Chihiro infiltrating one of the enemy bases, and they see the goldfish. And they're like, what the hell is that? And they turn, and he's just behind him like a Grim Reaper. Dude, that panel is sick. Dude, there's so many like good looking panels in this manga. It's so frustrating that Japan isn't rocking with a lot of it. I don't know why. I listen, like, from a business perspective, there has to be some level of input that the reception for the American audience, like they can use. I probably phrased that incorrectly, but really, like, okay, so if something is not doing well in Japan, but it's like banging, like it was trending on Twitter today. If something is banging right in the US or France or somewhere else, or some like heavy media heavy country, I'm sure that has something to do with something. I'm sure that there is at least a little bit of input or a little bit of influence that can make. I really hope this series does not get axed, because we're so early and we're seeing such high quality stuff, right? I mean, someone posted the other day, Jujutsu Kaisen, it was like kind of in a similar spot when it was first starting out, its first like 28 to 30-ish chapters, but it just like, it kept rising up and it kept going, eventually getting traction. And then like the Shibuya incident is like kind of where Jujutsu Kaisen was placed like on the map in the manga community, right? So I'm very curious to see what kind of stuff that we will encounter moving forward in the Kagurabachi story. I like Chihiro, or I like the dark hero, but he's not like bloodlusted all the time. Like, he's not just like, I'll kill every single person that comes in my way. But like, if he needs to like interrogate somebody, he'll do it, whatever like that. But like, if someone like hurt, like, so actually transitioning, I'm kind of ranting, but there's that panel, because this manga gets pretty dark, right? Like, we have like people getting hung, and the first, like, it was like the second chapter, the guy, they were trying to interrogate him, his body just like grew roots and shit. But there's a panel where Chihiro tries to catch up to the car, and he catches up to the car where Char was kidnapped, and he sees her leg that was cut off, and he just like cuts the dude's head off and like kidnaps the driver. But that, like, in a weekly shonen manga, that's pretty dark, especially like to see a child get maimed. Like, we don't actually see it, but I believe in last week's chapter we see her getting experimented on. I think they took out some of her spine. They took out something with her bones. I don't remember exactly, but this is like pretty gruesome stuff, right? And the art style, if this were to get animated, which I really hope in about like a year and a half to 2 years that there's an anime announcement, that'd be so sick. But if we look at the art style, it lends itself to animation very, very well. Again, I spoke of this in the last video, but there's that the panel where Chihiro is running up to the car, where he's looking at Soju and he thinks about the car, and he runs to the car. I could very easily see something akin to like Thorfinn's first invasion in Vinland Saga, right? Or the first one that we see, where we have the first person view of Chihiro running up to the car, or like jumping in the car window, or like breaking the car window and cutting his head off. That'd be sick, right? That'd be so sick. Like, I can see like a very talented director cooking up a lot of good stuff with this, man. So I really just genuinely hope that Japan sees the potential that this series can hold, and I want to see that. I want to see some more villains. I want to see Chihiro go down a very hard path. I want to see him come out better on top of it. I want him to kind of let some of this vengeance go. I don't want a Last of Us situation. I do want him to kill the people that killed his father, but like, I want him to find peace, right? I want him to find peace. I don't want it to be like unfulfilled or anything like that. Like, you know, I don't want him to kill like a whole sea of people, and then the one person he actually needs to kill at the end of the story, he just doesn't. Like, that's gonna kind of annoy me. But we'll see, man. Again, I like the power system. I like the art style. It needs some work. Definitely needs some work. But the use of perspective is really good, man. But yeah, it's me, your boy Dad, for you guys. Just let me know what you guys think about Kagurabachi. Do you guys think that Kagurabachi deserves the praise that it's getting for people in the US? Do you think that Japan's right and think it's not all that special? What do you guys think? Because honestly, man, like, if I see another like garbage isekai or another my girlfriend turned into a porta potty bullshit, it's just, I can't take it anymore. But it's pretty much, yeah, for you guys. Also, isn't what's that one manhwa that's getting adapted that like people are hyped for? It's oh my god, it's like level up, it's level up something. I don't remember. I literally can't remember. Whatever. I might do a video on that soon-ish, maybe. But yeah, speaking of my dad, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me on this video, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Peace.